This is a demo I did with a client who wasn't using ScheduleStar or any kind of scheduling product. He has a district website where he and several other schools are using some homemade sort of district scheduler. We're going to be going into the conversation after we've already chatted for about 5 minutes, which is typical, and then now I've just taken him to this random website to walk him through the front and to continue the demo. So this is, like I said, this is the face of the athletic program. What's cool about it is that in terms of making it look good and making it easy on parents, a lot of the content you see on the front page is actually being pulled from team pages. So when a coach goes in and puts in their score from last night's game on their team page, it's going to automatically show in that scoreboard on the top right. And then the same is true for game summaries and headlines. So if you're looking under those photos that are scrolling through, if you go ahead and click onto one of those, like I'm going to click the first one about basketball. So that's just a little update, a little sentence the freshman basketball coach wrote about, being the league champions, So what's happening, and do you see what I'm talking about? Like I looked under the photos and then I clicked that first headline.
Well, I was just looking at the game cancellation, the scoreboard. It obviously was showing scores. It's a Rolex showing the scores of the games on the right-hand column.
Right.
I'm sorry. Which were you referring to? I was just looking at that for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Do you see the photos in the middle of the page?
Yes. So right now it's black.
Okay.
But it was popping up. Yes.
If you look under there's a section called Game Summaries and Headlines.
Congratulations, the league champion Frosh girls basketball team. Game summary. Yes, got it.
So all of those little bullets are it's pulling content from each coach's team page.
Gotcha.
So go ahead and click onto one of those, and tell me which one you click onto.
Okay, this was to the girls freshman basketball.
Okay. So now we've landed on the freshman basketball page. Go ahead and click Schedule on the left. So you can see what's really nice about this that your coaches are going to like is that I saw on some of their team pages, which they're welcome to keep if they want to, but what they're having to do is like scan in schedules or re-input schedules. But with this system, they're not going to have to do that because when the schedules get inputted into a master calendar, it's going to automatically create this team calendar. And then all they're doing from there is when they feel like it, they're putting in the results and little game summaries here and there, and sometimes they'll do coach bios, and build out the page. It's got, a couple game summaries, got the roster, and that's all stuff that coaches have really done voluntarily. Like I even see they've uploaded a bunch of photos as well, and they can do all of that with no training whatsoever. Another really cool feature about it is that they can send email blasts to parents and fans or anyone that signs up. So if you click email alerts on the top right.
Let's see, I'm going back to get off this page here. Email alerts, got it.
So a parent can come here and tell this website which sports they care about. That way, whenever you need to get in touch with them, you can post it on the website, and then you have an option to send the posting as an email blast to those parents, and you can send it to the whole community or just to specific sports. At the same time, your coaches will be able to do that too. So right now, I guarantee you a quarter, if not half, of those coaches are like collecting email addresses from kids and parents at the beginning of the season and then trying to communicate through Microsoft Outlook or something. Well, they're not going to have to do that because this is going to do it all. It's going to automate all of that for them.
So basically, but if a parent wasn't signing up for this, they obviously wouldn't. They're not going to receive anything until they do.
Correct.
Okay.
But you're gonna have your own website address too, and you're gonna promote it, and it's gonna get popular, and you're gonna be linking it off of your school site as well. So, and you'll be able to see, by the way, and so will coaches. They'll be able to see who's signing up for those. There's even a portion built out for the Booster Club. So the Booster Club sort of running their, fundraising events through it. And there's even a lot of features. This is just a school that I picked because it shared your last name. But, there's a lot of, there's even an online store that can come onto the site that gives you a 12% kickback and we'll ship custom-built apparel to parents with Drake logos on it. You could even use there's even an option for a store where you're selling your own locally produced stuff and controlling your own margins and taking credit card payments. So it's pretty sophisticated, but this is kind of the basic glance at the front of the website. But what I really want to show you too is the admin area. So let's go to one more website, and that's going to be called bedrocksports.com. And I actually emailed it to you, so it might be easier if you want to just check your email. So, and then before we log in to the admin area, there's one other thing I want to mention that's actually pretty big. Do you see the advertisements on the page?
Yes.
There's one on the far right, and there's one in the middle of the page. So what's happening is we're controlling the ads on the far right, and those are on all of our websites across the country, but then your ad space, or your boosters, is in the middle. So we have schools that are selling those ads for maybe $500 a year, give or take, and they're selling 10 of them, and they're really starting to make a lot of money from that ad space, and we're going to be providing you with web stats and marketing material to promote the space. So just by having the site out there, you might actually sell a couple websites.
Absolutely.
I mean, a couple of ads, So we've got that, and we even help you. We'll even build the ads for you once you sell them.
Once you sell them.
Right. Go ahead and scroll down to the very bottom of the page and click that little word that says admin. It's on the bottom right. Kind of hard to see, but there's a long rectangle down there.
Scroll to the bottom of the page. I see user agreement.
Okay, it's right. I think it's right around there. Sorry, I've got to go back. Yeah, right above where it says user agreement.
Oh, gotcha. Admin. Okay, I'm on there.
So your username is going to be the word big, B-I-G, and then teams.
Okay.
And then go ahead and you're logged in right now as an athletic director, and that gives you total control over everything on the site.
Password, am I new to the password here or not?
Yeah, sorry, the username is big, and the password is teams.
Oh, I thought username. I don't need username, or is it the same?
The username is big, B-I-G.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Okay.
And then the password is teams.
Okay.
So you have access to everything on the site, and you can also delegate other controls to other people. So what's going to happen really is that your coaches will have a limited account where they can only access their team page. Yeah, so like they could send an email blast to just their community and not everyone unless you gave them broader access. And then there's also a booster level account where it's the same idea. They're only going to be able to control the booster pages in the online store. Next to boys varsity baseball, click View as Team Web Admin.
Okay.
So you're now seeing what your baseball coach will see when they log into the site.
Got it.
So pick an option in that spring 2011 season and tell me which option you choose.
Let's see here. Schedule.
Okay. So this is one of the more complicated pages in here, but it's going to be important for you because it's going to save you a lot of time and your coach's time. So let's say that you want to add a game to this schedule. You would just start at the very top of the page. See where there's a little mini calendar where it says date?
Yep.
So you can just pick that, and you can put in a game for today if you want to.
Okay.
And then put in a time.
Okay.
And then for your opponents, we're going to have a drop-down list there for you, and your most common opponents will appear on the top, so you won't have to type this stuff.
Right.
And then
once I put it in, it's going to memory it. It's going to give me that as a drop-down icon.
actually, when we deliver the site, we have a database already populated with all of the schools in California, and then the ones in your area are at the top.
Okay.
And then you can customize it from there.
Who in Oregon are you working with right now?
Did you say how many or which ones?
Yeah, just which schools in Oregon? The Portland metropolitan vicinity.
I'm in Virginia. I can tell you that we just signed up like 3 or 4 probably within the last couple months.
Like Lake Oswego?
I'll tell you what they are in just a second. Yep. Madras High School, Rogue River High School,
Got it.
and I think there's a couple others. That might be the only two, or else there's a couple more.
You currently have in Oregon?
Yes, those are just the ones in Oregon. We're actually in 30 states, several hundred clients, but
Sure.
yeah.
And so, what are the costs? What are we looking at for cost-wise?
Are you guys under 700 students?
We currently have 1535 as our enrollment.
Okay, so that's the cost is there's a one-time $100 setup fee,
Okay.
and then it's $50 per month, and you can pay that yearly if you want to. So it'd be $700 the first year, which would include the setup fee, and then $600 every year after that.
So it is again $700 for original setup.
For the whole, which would cover you for the whole first year.
Gotcha. So you want it all up front, $700 up front for the first year. Then from that point on, then it's an additional $50 per month.
Correct. That's more or less correct. The simplest way of saying it is that there's a one-time $100 setup fee, and then it's $50 a month, and you could pay us as often as you want.
I see. And basically, what will you do for those fees? And you basically give us a template that we have here, looking at the website itself. That's the template itself is sent to us, and then we go ahead and implement all the programs.
Correct. We would build, well, it is a template, but we would customize the artwork and build it and set it up for you. And then we'd call you back in a week and then train you on how to use it and show you how to add schedules and rosters and create and just get going with it, which is really just another 15 minutes of what we're doing right now. And then we also, just from there, we just, keep adding new features, improving it, and helping you out with support whenever you need it and hosting it.
Awesome. So that's all. I mean, we have a 1-800 number that we could call anytime with questions and maybe perhaps a technical support person. I mean, basically the template. What I'm saying is cosmetically, you give us the blank template, then we have the photos, we do all the schedule stuff. But if there was things that we were encountering that maybe make it more attractive, or issues our parents were having or whatever, there's a no fee where you could call someone to get input on that.
That's 100% true. In fact, you can see the number at the very bottom of any admin page that you're on. There's an 800 number, a toll-free number.
Gotcha. What I'd like to have you do is if you would, as we transition out of our current website, league website, and we start, at least for the three Hillsborough schools that I mentioned, that we start taking a look at what are we going to do without Schedule Star, because that's not an option we're going to have for our three schools.
Okay.
What are we going to use? I'll be in a position by, at the middle of May this year to start figuring out exactly what, perhaps at least our three high schools, that might be something we might be interested in doing from the standpoint of moving to this format once we lose our league website.
Okay, cool. Well, I will
If you could just give me some hard copy documentation, just some brochures and information, so that I can actually visually share that with my other two EDs in my district.
Okay.
And then obviously you've got my email you sent to me, and then I'll let them know that that this is an option, and the cost, and obviously the sample websites that you've given me, and so that they can go and take a look at it, and then I can have a discussion with them at our next meeting, and then be in contact with you.
Great. I will definitely be in touch with you, and I'll send you some links and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like I said, you have my high school address. Just send me any hard copy information, brochures, and information that you can give me.
Okay.
And then I'll share that with the two other ADs. And then, like I said, by May of this year, we can start taking a look at what we want to do for the following year.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank
Very
you.
informative.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.